Hey guys, doing another update on my channel. Looks like my charger has finally come in. It's the TYD. I ended up making an adapter. I didn't want to cut the end off, obviously, because it's but it'll just render the charger useless for other uses. So what I do is I just make something like this up. This way, it's compatible. You make sure the polarity is right, and you're fine. This thing doesn't pull a lot of amps. Obviously, it's only 2 amp, if that. And I will say that it is built pretty good. It's solid. Let's see some of the markings on the back. 110 watt max, 1.8 amps. It says 2 amp, but then it says 1.8 down here. So anyway, I don't really trust this chemistry or this charger. That's just me. I've seen a lot of horror stories online of these batteries thermal throttling and flames and black smoke flying out the sides. So now that this is made, this will pretty much stay on the bike in the shed, and I'll just basically charge it out there. The bike sits in the middle of the shed. If there's a fire or whatever, it's not going to burn the shed down. Obviously, I'll see the smoke before it does anything major. But I'll never charge this in the house. It's just, I don't trust this chemistry, period. That and LiPo. I'm basically a LiPo 4 fan, so. Oh, I also got this in too. A Dali BMS. Not bad looking. I actually ordered 2 of them and only 1 came in. I don't know if the other one's going to show up or not. Nice, beefy leads. Like, this thing is thick, and it looks like it's potted, so I don't think it's gonna suffer any damage if it gets a little bit wet. It's even got a thermal probe on it. I don't know. I'm not gonna use it right now. I was gonna put this on my old pack until one battery went bad. So now I got to source out another battery to replace that, and when I do, then this will basically take care of my old pack. So I'm going to leave it over here for now for a future project, because I'm one cell short on this pack here. I have a headway, but I've never trusted these freaking cells. This one's still good, 3.3 volts. It's been, I'd say it's over 6 years old, and it still holds a charge. So, but I don't trust it enough. I've had those in the pack in the past, and they basically flatlined on me. So I figured I'd make a quick video on this. I'm going to start charging it today, and hopefully there's no issues. If there is, I'll obviously connect it to this video. Yeah, I'm going to pull my suitcase out and show you just how many chargers I've actually got. It's kind of pathetic, actually. I got a lot. I'm not going to pull them all out, but you get the idea. Got a couple of lead acid, LiPo 4, can't remember, I think that's LiPo 4, but it's 24 volts, a couple of 12 volts, you get the idea. And like I said, most of them I've modified over the years, and then that's when I find they're pretty much no good for anything else. You got to keep chopping the end off. So I'm going to start making adapters for them. Actually, it was after these 3 here is when I stopped modifying them. Now I just leave the original plugs on. So, anyway, I'm going to go charge that thing up, and hopefully everything goes alright. And then we'll, when the weather clears, it's been raining all day. If the weather clears, we'll take a ride down the mountain and see some sights in Hamilton. So I've had this thing running for about an hour. Battery is still cold, which is a good thing, but this charger is like super hot. That could prove to be a problem for the longevity of this charger. There is basically no vents at all on it, which there should be. I mean, it's almost so hot it's hard to hold. It's not going to last, unfortunately. I think what we're going to do is unplug it, bring it in, and see if maybe there's a header on the board or something for maybe a different model they have a fan, and if that's the case, we can open it up the side and put a fan in it and put some vents on the other side. But at the rate it's going now, it's not going to last, unfortunately. It'll basically just burn itself out. I can't imagine how hot the components on the inside are right now, considering how hot it is on the outside. But let's bring it in and have a quick look at it before we let it go any further. I let it sit unplugged for a bit, and it's still got some heat to it. So we're going to pull it apart. Hopefully there's, like I said, a header or something on it where it can modify it, or a 12-volt lead to put a fan in it, or even just drill some holes in it so at least it's got some vents. Find my screwdriver. Well, I don't get where they said there was some kind of smart chip in it for 13S charging and everything else. It's just a basic charger, basically. You got your, let's see, this would be your AC side, would it not? Yeah. And then it goes through the rectifiers, through this chip here, then it goes to the coil, and then out through this one, and ouch. Basically, that's all it is. At least it's got a fuse in it. Not much else. I mean, when I opened it, these two heat sinks here were like super, super hot. They still are. And this coil here, it's supposed to get warm, but not to the point where you can smell the windings burning. So I'm going to finish the charge with the lid off. And if it survives, which it will, because at least it can breathe, we'll maybe do a mod on the case. And probably, I'm not going to put a fan in it because obviously there's no 12 volts anywhere to put a fan on it unless I have a 110 volt fan small enough to get into this. What I'll do is I'll just basically Dremel this out and glue a screen in there. That way the air can, at least you have some convection, you know what I mean? But it's totally sealed, so there's nothing that really needs to be sealed in this thing. I mean, there's no sensitive electronics in it. If you look at the bottom, it's just straightforward. Those two ICs or those two chips there are nothing. There's nothing. It's not a smart charger whatsoever. It just basically brings the voltage down from 110 to 54 volts, and that's about it. So we'll use it like this for now, and then go from there. Well, it worked. I got one charge at it before it died. Wow, I feel like I've got my $49 worth. The pack is at 51 volts. Obviously, that's probably the cutoff voltage, or 56, whatever. I think it's 54. But this couldn't even make it that far. This went from what was it, 41 to 53, and then this died. I can show you what it does. When you plug it in, it takes its sweet ass time to boot up. There we go. And then when you plug it onto the battery, what's supposed to do is it's supposed to turn green when it's finished. But I'll show you what it does. It turns red. Probably won't do it now. I'm guessing what's happened is one of these ICs here, either that one or that one. I wouldn't touch that one. But that one of these have thermal protection, and obviously it's probably damaged when the lid was on it, because I mean, why would you make a charger without a any kind of ventilation? Like, this thing was like super hot. You could smell that transformer burning, and now it's not going to do it. But basically what it does is when you're not watching it, it'll actually shut off. The light will go out, and then when you unplug it, the light's still out. You unplug it, plug it back in, it's still out. It's flaky. I don't know how could it be flaky? It's got two ICs. There's no microprocessor in it or anything like that, but it is. So I can't really trust it enough to keep using it, unfortunately. So, but this does work good. The charger does. I mean, the pack does work good on the bike, especially at 51 volts. And as an extra benefit, the way my controllers were set up, the one is I think it's a 60 volt, and the other one's a 35. So when I switch over to this pack, on the full pack voltage, both motors will spin up, but then as soon as it drops to 51, the front motor will kick out, and then it's just the back one that works. So that's perfect, because I only want this on with one motor anyway, so it doesn't get better than that. But yeah, if you see these for sale, I noticed in the Amazon ad they covered up the name. They're garbage. I'll show you what the box looks like. I gave them a fighting chance. I had no idea they would get that hot when they charge. And there's nothing wrong with the battery. This is a sappy picture they had on the front of it. Dude's going, hey! And there's the back. So that's $40 down the drain. Maybe I'll do a scan here. Maybe I get a gift or something. Definitely didn't get my charger. Later, guys.